Mr. Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Last week, I got done with my exams. And since I had exams, my usual routine comprised of 5 activities: sleeping, eating, texting, pretending to study, and pretending to study. But during this routine, I found time to watch one episode of this TV show called Friends. The storyline of this TV show is about 6 friends struggling in the real world, trying to find a way for themselves, find companionship, support and comfort from each other. This would not have been possible had they not been together. My topic is what makes life worthwhile. Well, you might be wondering how I had time during my exams to figure out what this show was talking about. Well, it's simple. The show was talking about a simple message which can be understood very easily. The message is friends or friendship is what makes life worthwhile. In my school, I forged friendship with many people, including Karan, my best friend, BFF. Now, he had a younger brother, Raj. Karan, Raj and I were on the football team, the school football team that participated in the most prestigious football tournament in the city. After a grueling campaign, we managed to miraculously reach the finals. But that was not the end. We were facing the defending champions of last year, who were a little rough in the way of playing. But nonetheless, we went in with best efforts to win the match. During the match, Karan's brother was a victim of a harsh tackle. The team bolted towards Raj and saw him in excruciating pain, and he screamed, "I broke my leg! I broke my leg!" Karan was unable to bear the sight of seeing his brother in pain, and in a fit of anger, he threw a punch at the guy who had tackled him. Well, that was something that no one expected. The referee had to show him the red card and send him off the field. This is something nobody expected, and he was shocked himself that he did it. But nonetheless, he had been punished by being sent off from the field. The school decided that the reputation was at stake. So now what do? We investigate what happened. One by one, each member of the football team was sent into the principal's office. They came out, and their answers were as follows. What Karan did was not what he should have done. What Karan did was not right. I was stunned. Because the reason for me being stunned is not because they gave that answer. The question posed inside the principal's office was, what happened that day? And the simple answer should have been, he punched a guy and he got a red card. He got punished on the spot. But no, my friends decided to give a different answer. As I was the last one to go into the office, I was in a dilemma. What do I do? Whether I follow what everyone has done and put my friend Karan, my best friend, put him out and let him to dry, hang him out to dry. Or I could support him even though he was wrong, because he is my friend. Finally I went in and I told the principal. So, what Karan did was not right. I can agree to that. Karan is a good football player and an even better person. What happened in the heat of the moment. No harm was meant, and he was punished by being sent off that day. I left the principal's office, came out, and I thought to myself, why did I even bother telling the principal what I felt, what happened that day? Because my words fell on deaf ears. Because I knew, no matter what I say, everyone is going to look at it this way. Just because his brother got hurt, he threw a punch. But what they don't know is that this is the same friend who would have done the same for me without a hesitation. If I had been there in place of his brother, he would have done the same. He would have gone hitting the person who had fouled me. Now, the major reason for me telling you this is that I could have sold him out. I could have told the principal that what he did was wrong, but I defended him. I was loyal to my friend, who was wrong, no doubt about it. But this is something that you see when a friend needs help. When a friend needs help, you need to show courage and loyalty towards him. And that is what I am proud of doing. A few months ago, I finally got a chance to go out on a date with this beautiful girl. Well, I could not tell my parents I was going with a girl. So I decided to tell my parents that I'm going out for lunch with Akash. I called up Akash and said, Akash, listen, I'm telling my parents that I'm going out for lunch with you. Just back me up in case anything happens. Akash said, definitely. But, there is a but. You need to tell me the name of the person you're going with. After doing the needful, we agreed on a deal. I went for lunch. I had a wonderful lunch. Had a wonderful time. Had a wonderful lunch. I came home and I was still thinking about that lunch I had that day. Wonderful. Little did I know that my mother was waiting there in the living room. And she started asking me questions, which I wasn't prepared to answer. Who do you go with? Where do you go? What do you eat? How much do you spend? How did you go? I had no answer. I was stunned again. So I handed my phone to my mother and used the concept of reverse psychology and said, Mommy, call up Akash. That was a bad move. She actually called him up. This was a very dicey situation. Situation similar to this. When the shit hits the fan, there are two kinds of people. People who run for cover, or people who stand there. Akash decided to stand there. He stood his ground and defended me. That is friendship. You will never understand this. Oh no, I'm sure you've all done this before, so you understand this. Now, every time I needed help, every time I was struggling in life, all I had to do was look over my shoulder and see my friends behind me. The friends who were there to support me through every step of life. The people will tell you 5 rules. People will tell you 7 rules. People will tell you 10 rules of friendship. I'll tell you only 3 rules. 3 rules are: be loyal to your friend. Be trustworthy. Never be afraid to show your emotions to him or her. Do you remember this? Be loyal. Be trustworthy and reliable. And never be afraid to show your emotions. I was loyal to my friend Karan. My friend Akash is trustworthy because I can call him up anytime. And Karan was not afraid to show his emotions had I been on the field too, down with a broken leg. Now most of you might think that these examples make no sense to you. Fair enough, because you don't know my friends. You don't know my friends. So let me give you an example that will make sense to you. When I joined Toastmasters, I had no idea what was going to happen. I was believing that coming here every day on Friday and taking down some notes, speaking, listening to other people speak will make me a better communicator. I was wrong. At this club, what I learned was the fact that you make new friends who help you become a communicator, a better communicator. Now most people think that people here are selfish, are self-centered. That is bullshit. That is not true. People here are supporting everyone to overcome the struggles, the fear of public speaking. Isn't that why we all are here? Now, I will just wrap my speech up by just telling you one last thing. Every time, what would we do every time we need help and we have no friends? How would we overcome the struggles of our life if we had no friends? Always remember, make many friends, because a friend is what makes life worthwhile. Okay.